Hello viewers, how are you? Hope you are fine. Welcome back to my channel Drawing Time with a Story. If you are new in my channel, I will introduce myself and my channel with you. I am Suraya Parvin, and in my channel I select an object or a theme to draw, and while drawing you will not get bored because I will narrate a story or deliver some information or simply gossip about the matters just happened around us. So as you saw, my today's theme is a case that is hanging from a tree branch. In my previous video, I was narrating a story that is named A Case in a Bird. So that was not last, so this is now part 2. Now story time, so let's get started. So I ended this way that Ellie just wanted to end this, hence she didn't move from there. Ellie was hiding from the hunter, but hunter was very fond of her and was searching for her. So the next part is started here. They both introduced themselves to each other. Ellie liked the hunter and they became friends. So now Ellie had a new friend in her life. We always welcome a new friend in our life, but what happens then, what we lose or what we gain from friendship, that is we must see in this story. So Ellie started meeting the hunter almost every day. She was very fond of him. Hunter never liked Ellie meeting her friends. He became possessive for her. Ellie started to spend more time with the hunter, and slowly and steadily she stopped meeting her friends. Ellie's friends were aware of her new friend, but they never interfered or complained about her new friend. Hunter wanted to take Ellie with him. He was very fascinated by her singing and dancing. So finally, he expressed his feelings to her. Ellie was very happy to hear that, and she was feeling the same, but she don't know how to express her feelings to the hunter. So she was very happy to hear that. Even she wanted to go with him. They both became best of friends. She could sing and dance for him for hours and hours, and the hunter just used to watch her. In this period, Ellie didn't meet her friends. She had almost lost the contact with them. The day was nearing when the hunter had to go back home. Only few days were left. Hunter wanted to take Ellie with him, so he asked Ellie to talk to her family. Ellie was scared to discuss this with her parents, but still she outrageously confessed her feelings for the hunter. She requested her parents to allow her to go with him. Ellie's parents were reluctant to send her child with him. They were scared. Many thoughts were running on their mind. What if the hunter leaves her midway or doesn't take good care of her? Where she will go? What she will done alone? It's a parent's concern, obviously. Ellie decided to take Hunter to her palace. He convinced Ellie's parents. Ellie's parents were happy that the hunter was not as per what they imagined. Finally, the day had come. Ellie left with the hunter to a new place. She was very happy as her parents happily sent her with the hunter, because the way the hunter approached to her parents, the parents were very happy and they were feel free to send Ellie with the hunter. The hunter bought a new case for her, wherein she can sleep and eat. Ellie was very happy to see her new home. She doesn't look it's a case. It it looks that it was her new home because she had so many feelings, so many dreams on her eyes. The case was very beautifully designed. The hunter placed her in the case. Ellie was very glad to begin her new life. She had many dreams, many thoughts in her mind. She was very delighted with the hunter. She wanted to spend each and every moment of her life with him and to hang out with the hunter to see the new world where she had been invited. Alas, it all started changing after a few months. The dream she had started vanishing from her eyes. The hunter stopped spending much time with her. He got busy with his friends, job, and family, and it's very normal. Ellie had just become an amusement for his family and friends. Ellie started missing her family and friends. She realized that leaving her friends and family was a big mistake in her life. Today Ellie was all alone. She didn't have any friends with whom she can share her sorrow. And why would her friends meet her, as Ellie never kept any contact with them ever since he became the part of her life? One day Hunter took Ellie for a small walk. There she found one of her friends. Ellie was very delighted and wanted to meet her friend. It was only after a long time Ellie sang and danced. They came back home and Ellie was placed in her case. She was not sure how to convince the hunter. Ellie never went anywhere ever since she had come to Hunter's place. Whenever the hunter gets time, he would take Ellie out for a walk only. Ellie finally decided to speak to the hunter. The hunter was in a jolly mood as he had been promoted because of his good work. This was a good opportunity for Ellie to speak. She called the hunter and asked for the permission if she can meet her friend. The hunter readily agreed. Ellie was on top of the cloud. She danced the entire night. The next day, Ellie went to meet her friend. She was overjoyed. Ellie spent the whole day with her friend. They danced, sang, and dined together. It was a very memorable day for Ellie. After returning back, she saw the hunter was not in a good mood. Hence, she didn't speak to him and went inside the case. The other day, Ellie wanted to share everything with the hunter. But to her surprise, the hunter didn't speak to her much. His assistant gave her food and water. Ellie was disturbed by his behavior. She was clueless as to what happened to the hunter. Ellie wanted to talk to the hunter, but he was not paying any attention to her. 1 week passed, and still there was no change in the hunter's behavior. So Ellie decided to speak to him, "Come what may." She took the courage and asked the hunter, "Why is he behaving like this with her?" The hunter finally broke his silence and said that he didn't like when she went to meet her friend. Ellie tried to give all sorts of reason, but it didn't go down well with the hunter. He requested her not to repeat this and should always be there at home. The reason he gave was not that convincing, but she didn't have any other option. Ellie's friend said that her family had been migrated to other place. She got trapped in the case itself. It was her wish to go with him, so she didn't blame anyone. She herself was responsible for all of this. But if we think about Ellie, even she was not responsible. She trusted the hunter as he had promised her many things before taking her with him. Ellie is still in that case and waiting for someone to open the case and let herself fly away from this life. The story is somewhat relatable in our life. It's your choice to be free or to be remain in a case. So I will tell you another story. Its name is The Bird and the Boy. Once there was a bird that lived in the highlands. He loved to fly all day in the warm sun and feel the wind beneath his wings. He loved dangers and loved to risk his life and escaping, and later he enjoyed narrating his adventures to his friend. The elder birds warned him not to do this, since eventually he would die or worse, be captured and live a life of slavery. But he was confident of his skill of escaping. The elders tried warning him, but try as they might, the young bird turned deaf to their reasoning and logic. One day he was flying down by the plain searching for food and fun when he spotted a handful of birds gathered in a wheat field. He flew down to see what the matter was. The birds seemed bent over, looking at something, or maybe they were picking at the seeds and plants. He was hungry and curious, so he decided to see what they were doing. When he landed, he went over to a bird, but to his horror he realized that the bird had been stuffed with hay and sat there. He saw that the other birds were the same. They had been set there to attract birds to the field. As soon as this bird realized this, he shot upwards toward the sky, but just then the net came down on him. He had many experiences with nets, so he dodged expertly and twisted to get away, but his left wing caught on the sharp edge of the net. His wing hurt, and when he looked down, he saw blood dripping from a long gash, and with feathers sticking together, slicked with blood. He gathered his strength and yanked himself free from the hook. He floated helplessly but dropped down on the ground. The clever farmer who had set up the trap came up to the struggling bird, smiling down at his catch. He wanted to train the bird and make him fly for his profit. The bird heard him and felt pure grief and pity for himself. Flying was his life. He would rather die than stay on the ground. The farmer, meanwhile, was furious with himself and the bird. He threw the bird out in the cold night. Injured and cold, the bird sat down to mourn his loss. Just then the farmer's son, a kind-hearted boy, came by. He hated what his father did to the birds he captured. He had seen him arrive with this one today from his room. He had thought this bird was extraordinarily handsome. When his father had thrown the bird out, he felt angry and had decided to rescue him. The boy took the bird and crept into his warm room, where he cleaned his wound again, for it had started to bleed once again. He bandaged his wound and gave him some fresh grains and water. For 2 months, the boy looked after the bird and held him as best as possible. As for the bird, he grew used to life on ground and began to trust the boy as he trusted himself during flight. Finally, the day came when the bird could fly again. Eager to feel the eagerness of the flight, the bird leaped up towards the sky that seemed to be calling to him. Soon he was flying around, laughing to himself and feeling the wind beneath the wings. The boy was watching him with pride and sorrow. He had after all helped the bird get well, and now he was going to miss him. And the bird was missing the boy too, and from then they were very good friends and they met quite often. So this is the end of the story. I think you both enjoyed my drawing and the two stories. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a new video for you. And obviously stay safe, stay healthy and take care of yourself. Until then, bye. See you soon.